Hello, Paper Nautilus fans. My name is Zachary Herrera. I'm new here. I've been working on the creative end of the spectrum here behind the scenes for a hot minute. And we're going to go down the line and introduce some of our guest panel speakers here who you may or may not have seen before.
My name is Keegan Donofrio. I'm going to be playing the role of Jet Quince in the upcoming sci-fi action drama series called Bellum. You might recognize me from Gut to Cut .5 intro. It's going to be a special feature released along with the first episode starring me as I try to lose weight for the role. I'm also creative and a writer attached to the company.
What's up, guys? My name is Francisco Cayabib. I will be helping Keegan through his expose of the Gut to Cut. You may have seen me before as Duncan from the emergency broadcast ad. Hello, guys.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Gut to Cut, please?
So the premise of Gut to Cut is I've always been kind of like a bigger guy, and I really want to slim down for this role because I'm playing someone who's a refugee, and it doesn't really make sense to be a fat refugee. Yeah.
That's very true. So, Keegan, can you tell us your plans on how to get yourself prepared and ready physically for the role?
Well, I plan on doing a lot of toning exercises. I just kind of want to drop a lot of weight and eat right.
Francisco, you said you were going to help him at Keegan as well in his transformation in Gut to Cut.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because then.
What part will you be playing?
Oh, the part I'll be playing. Well, it's
like
mostly,
with Keegan's.
Oh, well,
you know.
In terms of me helping Keegan, it's just trying to make sure that he maintains focus on his workouts, his food. You definitely need to work on that food. But he's been doing his meal press, which is good. If you haven't checked it out already, check the Instagram. He's been showing pictures of his meal preps, and I could say, it's a good start.
And Keegan, what's your Instagram tag? Tell the folks for you.
All right, so the Instagram is Keegan Paper Nautilus. I've been posting pictures mainly of food, but there's more to come in terms of things I'm going to be posting. I'm probably going to be uploading some stuff from our broadcast today, as well as working out, going to the gym, and all this stuff. We've been given a cue from the director. Apparently, we have to drink now. These beers just aren't just for show. So,
what does Gut to Cut mean to you when it comes to preparing for your role?
I guess what it really means is building kind of like a better physique, something, because you've heard the expression, I'm sure, that the camera adds 10 pounds. Well, I mean, when you're almost 300 pounds, it actually puts me over the 300-pound mark, so I prefer to be quite lower than that.
Oh, you don't have to be so hard on yourself, man. But I'm so glad that you have these really great ambitions and whatnot. As you all know, we're also releasing a larger show called Bellum, again, to be released in 2018. That is a sci-fi action series to be released on Vimeo. Keegan, can you tell us a little bit more about Bellum itself?
So anyone who's ever seen anything like any Japanese anime series about any sort of mech combat, we're going to try and emulate that, except we're going to do it live action along with some CGI.
It's going to be dope.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it as well. We have a lot of people that are coming on for the crew, and they all seem like really quality people as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the premise of Bellum for the folks who have not seen the skit that we released last week?
Okay, so it's basically set about 80 years in the future. It's going to be set in the 2090s, and
it's year 2090, folks.
Yeah, so 2098 to be exact, and it's going to follow kind of think maybe like World War II. You know how during the Holocaust you had a group of like demonized people who were disenfranchised and victimized because of who they are. That's kind of what we're going off of. We have this group.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm ahead of you two.
Okay. We have a group of people who don't have any names in this era. Not having a name is not having a title, which puts you at a social disadvantage.
But Francisco was the one that actually starred in it. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Francisco?
I have like zero experience with film, so it was a first for me. It was pretty dope seeing like the amount of work that is involved, seeing the different people and like all the equipment. It was really nice, to be able to be a part of this, especially something that's so important to these two guys over here, Jason Poon and Keegan Donofrio. It was cool. If you guys haven't watched it or you just don't want to watch it, I can just recap it real quick. It's basically me as a refugee, like soldier, and then I'm pretty much going to almost die. I don't know. You're gonna have to find out. It's gonna be dope. Like I'm fighting giant robots, man, with a rifle. That's it. Only a rifle that my dead father has left me, who is white. I don't know how that works, but
Did he have it up his ass too?
dude, no, it's crazy.
In a camp?
No.
I like how it's like a thread. It's like the whole Stitch in Time saves 9. Like you pull one thread and then like he's like, yeah, my dad's white, and then he's like, oh, up the ass. Yeah, totally. That's a perfectly logical way to go with that. So.
Like it was really cool seeing how everything was framed and planned because I have zero experience with any film whatsoever. Excuse me. But yeah, like who knows? I may or may not make more appearances in their show. It's gonna be dope. I'm also trying to be like gut to cut, but that's why I'm helping him by him working out. It's helping me work out too. So it's just in tandem. It's gonna be dope, right?
As someone who has some performance experience, how was that coming into Parabellum and your experience in filming the emergency broadcast?
Oh, with what, doing theater and all that stuff?
Yeah, your previous performance experience, was it different for you? Was it a positive experience?
I mean, like at that stage, it was just high school theatrical stuff, which is pretty cool. It pushed me out of my comfort zone. I didn't really have to speak because I was a stage ninja, but to be part of the crew was good in itself. And the crew doesn't really get as much credit as they should, but.
Must be kind of different being on the front lines though.
Oh yeah, no, especially the front lines with this battle, whichever's happening.
Okay, I guess we're not cheering on.
I'm sorry, I gotta open another one.
Already?
Yeah.
Alright, fuck it.
Oh, y'all have been lollygagging, I've been drinking, man.
Yeah, we're also trying to host a show here, so. Anyways, Keegan, can you tell us a bit about Parabellum, the show, and what it's about, and what our viewers could be expecting from the series in 2018?
The goal we're hoping to achieve is to take a lot of big time shows like Deadwood or Game of Thrones. I don't know if name dropping's okay for this, but we're trying to follow the whole hour-long drama format, and we're just trying to do something of similar quality at like a fraction of the cost.
Mm-hmm. And
So look at you.
I know that we have talked about the basic premise of the show being that there's two different classes of people. People that are nameless and the people that have names. And from what I understand, the people that have names have gained that through military service and whatnot, correct?
Yeah, names are either inherited, or if you don't start out with a name, if you serve in the military long enough, you're granted a title.
Dope.
And that puts you above people without one because they're second-class citizens.
Okay. And is your character a name or a nameless?
He's a nameless. So
nameless. That's where our story comes in.
Yeah. So a common thing with nameless is that when they're really young, there's a lot of aggression because people don't like not having a title. So what a lot of people do is they'll brand each other. So the brand is kind of like a mark of shame. If you watch the emergency broadcast ad, Francisco, for part of his costume, he's got a sweater and his wrist is taped up, and that's supposed to signify him covering his brand.
So what can our fans expect for the future of, Paper Nautilus Studios and the advertisement and what we're going to be doing with our production? What can they be expecting as far as content goes?
We're hoping to release ads at least once a month, probably more than that. We're going to take some of the stills from our advertisements and make posters. We're hoping to make some merchandise and branch out and hopefully make this a full-fledged video production company.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got some big goals here, and I know that the final product will be put on Vimeo for you folks that are really interested, and I guarantee you if you're not interested, we will get you interested, because next Saturday there will be a release of a new video that will be the next set for releases and advertisement for Parabellum and for Paper Nautilus as a studio company.